Dome, congratulations.
Thank you.
On the win. You brought Jonathan Lewis off the bench. What did you expect from him? And obviously he contributed to the goal. What did you think of his play?
We tried to find the spaces because in the last 20 minutes they make a high pressing, and they are at least in the midfield, you know, and they have right now a lot of spaces behind them. The idea was play 4-4-2 in the last 15 minutes with Jonah. And Jonah, you know, is a fast player. And I say to him, Jonah, just move, run them behind, because they make high pressing, it's the high line, and you can find the spaces behind them. It's not, I don't want to pass the ball in the foot. We will try to play all the time in the last 10-15 minutes with Jonah, but behind them.
Okay, Michael.
Hey, Dom, congratulations. You've been involved with a lot of derby matches through the years. I just wanted to get your comments on what your experience was like in your first derby match here in New York.
Yeah, it was amazing game. Maybe not the best quality, but we play against, for me, one of the best teams in the 2 or 3 comps. High pressing, they make high pressing all the time. The second one, when they regain the ball, play quickly, especially with Wright Phillips, play quickly to the spaces. And it's not easy to play against them because they finish in diagonal, and the spaces all the time is in another side. But it's not easy to play with him. I'm very happy for our fans, especially because we have a great support for them, because sometimes in the last 20 minutes when we need the support of our fans, they are able to help us, and sometimes seems we play with 12 players. The reason why is because the supporters was amazing and support us all the time. It's a derby. It's very similar. Maybe you know, it's the big teams. Barcelona, Real Madrid is a Clásico. Manchester United, Manchester City. But here was not bad. I'm impressed. Our fans, I say, in the first press conference about our fans, and I'm very happy for them, because I know how important it is for our fans when you are able to win the derby.
Next question. Glenn.
Hi, Dome. Congrats.
Thank you.
Maxi Morales. So he scores the game-winning goal. Was there any point during the game where you thought he should be more in the midfield, that he wasn't getting the ball enough?
Yeah, was the idea. Our idea is, you know, right now we have our striker injured, David and Joe, and the first idea is they play like a false 9, you know, go back like another midfielder and play, and we have right now 4 against 3. Or maybe when the center back, the Red Bulls, follow him, you have a space behind them, because the gap is so big. That was our intention. And the second half, I say to him, stay up, because if you stay up, you fix 2 players, two center backs, and we have more space in the middle. And the last 20 minutes, we were in trouble. And I decided to play 4-4-2 with a fast player like Jonah and Maxi. And I'm very proud. I'm very proud of our players because was not easy to play in this intensity, and they play with soul, you know, with soul. And the most important thing I say many times, you have to play with passion, the derbies especially, but a lot of passion maybe is dangerous because when you lose the ball and all the time the first intention is go there and go there, they can play other side and they kill us. I'm very proud for them especially because they understand the best way, in my opinion, to play against this kind of teams, especially when we lost the last 2 games 4-0 and 4-0, because it's not easy in your mind think about that. Red Bull. Okay, I'm very happy, especially for them because we have to break lose the game, and it's not easy to play because they play very, very similar. If you watch one game, the Leipzig and Salzburg, the Red Bulls team, they play in the same way, and believe me, it's not easy to play against them.
Okay, over here.
Muchas felicidades primeramente. Para Venevisión, ¿cómo vivió usted este partido? Se notó que estuvo un poco apretado, un poco reñido. ¿Cómo usted sintió este partido?
Bueno, yo creo que la primera parte fuimos mejores y tuvimos más ocasiones, pero en general fue un partido muy igualado. Ellos tomaron el mando durante 15 minutos de la segunda parte, con contras, no con juego, pero su cualidad es esta: cuando te roban el balón son muy peligrosos. Entonces es cuando decidimos pasar con 2 líneas de 4 para tapar las bandas y juntar gente en medio campo. De hecho, recuperamos muchos balones en el centro y podemos hacer contras nosotros, y por esto la decisión de que jugara Jona, que es más rápido, y aprovechar los espacios. Pero fue un partido igualado. Yo creo que la primera parte fuimos mejores, por poco, si tú quieres, pero un poquito mejores, llegamos incluso más. La segunda parte ellos con contras nos crearon ocasiones y nosotros teníamos que parar esto. No, a mí no me gusta jugar arriba, abajo, prefiero tener más el balón. Con estos equipos es muy difícil porque si tú tienes calidad para dar 3 pases, encuentras el espacio fácil al otro lado, pero no es fácil porque ellos te quitan tiempo en cada acción. Pierdes el balón, ya tienes 1 o 2 encima, tienes que pensar muy rápido.
Domi, you mentioned the games earlier in the year, the 4-0, 4-0, in the previous 2 meetings. Did you see something in those games that led you to feel bypassing the midfield might work, or not being so committed to playing out of the back, that be a better approach? Because it seemed like today you were willing to play long balls, willing to have your goalkeeper, send it forward. Was
no, our idea was don't lose the ball near to the 18-yard box. The second idea is avoid to play frontal balls because, if you watch a game and you analyze the Red Bulls, they always finish in diagonal, okay? If you play here frontal, forget it. You have 90% the possibilities to lose the ball, and they 100% they kill us. Our intention is long ball, avoid these kind of actions, but the first intention is play other side. Is 1, 2, 3 passes, play other side, diagonal ball. And sometimes I say to Sean is when you are able to play, but when they made high pressing, long ball, not risk, don't take risk, because they live for this kind of situation. Lose the ball, regain the ball, play quickly, especially with Wright Phillips. So I'm very happy for our center backs, especially because they knew it's always the same, is regain the ball and quickly play with Wright Phillips to the space. And I think they control this player perfect.
Dome, you've seen Atlanta on tape. today, obviously, you play you play Red Bulls, NYCFC. Are these the three teams you think are the best in Major League Soccer? Is it three teams going for the title?
Yeah, maybe, but the three teams is not the same because you know, the Toronto, when they defend inside, and the space was outside all the time. Chicago, when our outside back go, winger follow him, the space is inside. And against the Red Bull, they make high pressing all the time, high pressing, and they finish in diagonal. The space is another side. And when you analyze these teams, these three different teams, but all of them have quality to win. I think the MLS is even all the time because the Chicago is able to win. I don't know, the Galaxy is able to win New York City, and New York City is able to win Toronto and Red Bull. That is very interesting for the MLS. It's very interesting because maybe every year change the champions. That is important for the fans and especially for the MLS. And the MLS is getting better when happen something like that. Is Chicago maybe lose the game at home, win the next game against Red Bull? Is the even teams.
Okay, question. Gomez, while you're still settling in, and you have Albert and everyone else still settling in and getting to know the club and the players, so how important was it to watch the players fight for each other tonight and get the result? I think one of the players was telling me that you told them that you can just set up the chalkboard, set up the tactics, but you can't play the game for them tonight. So just wondering, to watch from that message and seeing how the team performed on that front.
Yeah. The message was, if you want to win the game, we have to fight every single ball. We have to fight every single second. The most important thing, because I watched the last two games against Red Bull, and they won every single duel. The most important thing for us is win the duels and don't lose the control, because in this kind of games, if you lose the control, it's kaput, because they play many times with the mistakes the opponent. And I say, play for our fans, because I want they to feel proud of you. And it's a derby. Play with passion, but don't lose the control. That is my message before the game.
Okay, final question over there.
Dome, your last three teams have been Barcelona, Bayern Munich, and Manchester City. So you have basically had any sort of, between you and Pep, you could basically have said, I want that player, that player, that player, and they went out and got them for you. Now the summer transfer window opens for pretty soon here and for MLS, and it's not the same thing. How is that? How much of an adjustment is that going to be for you?
The most important thing is the quality of our players. If you don't have Iniesta, Xavi, Busquets, Leo, you can't play in that way. We have to improve. We have to improve, because I like to pass the ball and keep the ball, but step by step, because it wasn't easy for me to come here after another coach, because maybe the another coach, I don't know, defending another way, or maybe pass the ball. But the most important thing for me tonight, was break the situation against Red Bull. Red Bull were able to win the 4-0 and 4-0. In the minds our players is not easy, because you know what happened when you lose 2 games 4 and 4-0. I want to play good football. We will. But right now we have a key man injured, Rangel Herrera and David, and we will try to sign maybe no another players, but different players. If you want to play, keep the ball, pass the ball. In fact, today, if we're able to pass 2 or 3 passes and play another side, all the time we are alone. But you have to be the quality to make 1, 2, 3, boom, other side. No? I'm happy with our players, but maybe if you can play in another way, you need different players, no best player, because they are amazing players. But if you can play with a little bit like City, Barcelona, or another teams, you know, if you give me Iniesta, Xavi, Bussi, okay, we can play in that way. But the most important thing right now for me, especially in this game, is break in our minds. Red Bulls is better than us. That is the most important thing. When a coach come here and quickly they have to improve or change many things.